Hello. When I was running Abloy workshop in Disobey, some people asked that how I have done these training logs with limited amount of disks, and they were interested to do something similar. So in this video I will present how these practice logs are done. So I was using as a practice logs, I was using logs with 3 different disk diameters. This one here is the largest, then this one and this one, and each of these they required a bit different concept for me. One criterion for me when I was making this practice log was that the concept has to be very easy, so I can make several logs, not only one. So it has to be easy to make and does not require a lot of time. I don't know why these disk diameters are different. Maybe this is oldest one, maybe this is for the door lock, and then this is the newest one. Of course, when the diameter is smallest, then you need less material and maybe it's low cost from the manufacturing point of view. So now I will cut the logs and then we can see more in details how the log has been modified for this. Okay, so let's have a look on this log type with widest disk diameter. So in this disk diameter is something like 1.5 and something millimeters, and there I used to make those I used this kind of pipe. It's some steel pipe, or maybe not steel but some metal, and I just measured with this how long I need, what is the length I need, and then I cut it from that amount using this thing. So like this I measured and then turned it this few times and then it was cut. And by doing that I was able to get this. And then if we look how it's functioning here, so now if we compare the disk diameter to the diameter of this pipe, you can see, maybe you can see that the pipe is small enough that it's possible that if this piece of pipe is moving upwards a bit when sidebar is rising this disk, it's still inside the disk diameter. So I don't need to shape this through gate to this. So now if you look this how it's in the lock core. First I remove the first disk, then there's spacer, and then instead of few disks I have this here, and I don't have had to do any shaping here. It's just here, and it's possible to move here a bit, and while it's moving, which was from here, no I don't remember, it's able to, lock is able to open. This should be 0 cut. Now if I turn it full, it's 0 cut. So at least this is correct. Not sure if it's the right, but it will function. So now if I operate the lock with the key, now you can see that this is able to move so high that it's not preventing sidebar entering to the disk. So maybe if I put it here, now you see that the sidebar is able to enter all the disks. So this was quite easy and convenient way to make these practice locks. And depending how many disks I want to remove, if I would like to remove one less, I use this or this. So I can define how many disks I want to have in the lock. Now in this case, I have only one. So this is used for the tensioning, and this is the only disk that has to be picked, and then the first is always zero cut in this. Okay, this was the way how I did the first lock types. Okay, then the second one, second lock type. Here the disk diameter is, last was 1.5 something, and now we have 1.3 something. So less than the last one. And here I have used this kind of piece of pipe. It's 1.2, a bit less than 1.2 millimeter. And here again, this nice thing is that this diameter of the used filling pipe is small enough so that the through gate is able to, or this sidebar is able to fall to the through gate, and this can rise. So it can be like this when you start picking, and then it will rise here. And at least based on my experience, it's not affecting the picking feeling so badly that it would make any big problem there. And then here, if we look to the lock, in this case I have two disks in use, but you have to pick this one, and then the first zero cut. Okay, here you see one cool thing also is that when the lock is locking again, here in this zero cut disk, you see that there is this kind of ramp. So this ramp will help the sidebar rising when you are locking the lock. So when you are locking the lock, this ramp will make it easier to sidebar to rise. If I would key, put the lock like this, and then now it's fold. Then when it's locking, this helps it to rise. If it's here like this. Okay, and then again here, these pieces of tube can be bottom, but when the lock is opening, they are rising. Or like this a bit, if needed. And then the sidebar can drop to all disks. And as this, and then to look inside the lock core, they are like this here. So no need to make any shaping for the through gate. It can move like this. And between these pieces of pipe, I have used spacer. So when you are measuring how much you need, it's good to take into account these spacers also. And as a tube, I have used this. I have this rifle 308, and here this diameter seems to be this one. So I have taken with this thing first, remove some amount, and then measured again how much I need, and then cut with this few turns, and it's cut nicely here. So this way I have cut enough what I need. Of course you can use some other pipes also, no need to use this, but this is oops, what I happens to have, so I have used this. And again, benefit here is that no need to modify this, what you add here, so it's very easy to make, convenient to make many of these practice locks using this concept. Okay, and then the last step. One good thing to remember is that if you make a practice lock of this lock tab, it's good to remove this thing here. So if lock gets broken, it's much easier to remove everything. Otherwise, it might be even not so possible without destroying nice locks. So remove this, and how I was able to keep this so that it's not accidentally opening, I put a small amount of glue here. Then by hitting it a bit or heating it, easy to remove. Okay, and then here the diameter of this disc is 1.1 and something millimeters. And now I'm again using these same pipes as material. But now here's this problem that this is not able to rise here because it's almost same diameter as this disc. So now I need to figure out some way to keep it here when I have shaped it. So what happened in this way, at least for one lock actually. First I did it like this, that I used some glue to glue this aligned correctly between two spacers. I glued this, and then accidentally this gluing was broken, and then this was able to turn, and it turned in a way that this was no longer here, but it was somewhere here, and then sidebar was not able to operate. So for that reason it's important to remove this. Then okay, this functions, but there's this risk that it may turn accidentally, and for that reason in some of the locks I used this other type of the design. So I made small profile here, this kind of small corners. Then if you look here to the lock core, you see how it's, so these small things are aligned so that they are touching to this side and this side. So this prevents this turning here. So now it cannot turn more than this small movement, and always this is correctly aligned towards the sidebar. Then okay, this way it's easy to remove if you need to remove several discs. And then I also used here other concept to remove just few discs or one disc at a time. I think it's the last one. So here I have done this kind of special disc. So this has all 90 degrees through gate, and then this is round, not only 90 degrees like normally. So now when this is aligned here like this, it's able to turn. So it can turn freely from here to here, from this full cut position to zero cut position, but it's always at through gate, and then picking tip won't touch to this. This is quite nice actually. You can freely select disc by disc how many you want this, but it takes some time to make those, and because I wanted to have a concept that is easy to make many times, so this was for that reason not so good. So that's why I ended up to this or this, but this has the problem that if gluing is breaking, then it will prevent lock opening even with the key, like happened once in this way. But yes, this way I think this is easy enough and robust way, so there is no risk that lock won't open because of failing turning this. I think this is nice solution. So this was the way how I did these locks. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.